Every Friday when the bell rings, 9-year-old Soren gets picked up outside of his school in Leroy. But unlike most kids, Soren doesn't ride a typical yellow school bus.
Here's your punch.
Instead, he gets an express shuttle bus to Mayo Clinic in Rochester. A nearly 1-hour bus ride, seated right in front, his head barely peeking through the railing, on his way to see Mom and Dad.
Do you know what kind of sensory he has? Myelodysplastic syndrome.
Pretty impressive for a third grader. Myelodysplastic syndrome is the medical term for a rare form of pre-leukemia. His dad, Joe, has been getting treatment for the past month and is currently waiting for a bone marrow transplant.
I think a couple days ago he had a fever like 102 and they had to put bags of rice under his armpits.
When they told us that if we did nothing, I'd only have a month or two to live, all I could think about was Soren. He spent 3 months in the NICU fighting for us, and I had to fight for him.
Yeah.
And it seems Soren feels the same way about his dad.
It's like a whole big rash.
Talking about his dad to bus driver Rick Rowe helps to pass the time.
We get to FaceTime.
The two becoming good friends.
What are you doing right now?
Rick, who's also from Leroy, knows the Satterdalen family. And in a town of less than 1,000 people, it didn't take long before support came rolling in.
It's just an asset that we have in Leroy.
Leroy Bus Lines travels into Rochester every day, taking employees of Mayo Clinic back and forth. And Soren would become their youngest passenger.
What?
Soren gets to ride like a prince all the way into Rochester. He's got the bus all to himself.
Traveling once a week so he can spend just a few hours with his dad to help lift his spirits.
That's what I'm doing.
For them to do what they've done, it just refuels my battery. It keeps me fighting. It would never work. There's so many little things that people are doing. The community that we live in, the small town Leroy, has stepped up in ways that I would have never, I don't deserve it.
A little town maybe, but one with a big heart.
Big hug. This whole town of Leroy is our family. I can't have Soren without a dad.
Giving this family moments like this, a few hours of laughter and smiling to help with the healing.
We're a team, him and I. I need the other half of my team. So.
I'm here to win this battle. I'm here to make leukemia sorry it ever came into my body. It just makes you just appreciate every single day.
And every single bus ride.
See you next Friday, buddy.
Next Friday.
A new program in southeastern Minnesota is taking flight.
Something that I, wanted to do kind of my whole life.
Reporting to the inaugural class is Colin Williams. He is one of 11 students taking part in the first ever aviation program at Rochester Community and Technical College.
It's a prime example of a solid public-private partnership.
The program is a collaboration between the State College, the Rochester International Airport, and Great Plains Aviation.
Without the efforts of all three of those groups, this program certainly would not be here.
And the program couldn't have come at a better time. According to Boeing, the pilot and technician outlook for the next 20 years looks bleak. The industry projects more than 800,000 pilots and more than 750,000 technicians are needed to maintain the world aviation fleet.
10 years reaches back to some of the downturns when the aviation industry went through some contraction.
Nick Fancher has been in the aviation industry for a decade. He says with air travel increasing, the need for pilots and mechanics continues to grow.
Just a fantastic time to be getting into aviation to become a pilot. The career opportunities are really, really good right now.
For 2 years, he has helped to get the initiative off the ground. Once RCTC was on board, they worked with the Federal Aviation Administration to build a curriculum that would produce qualified pilots.
Some of the large commercial airlines are starting to say, how do we address this shortage? And two-year pilots with two-year degrees are getting jobs in the industry. So we all have to be a little flexible in trying to come up with a response to this.
The 2-year program at RCTC not only teaches them about aviation, the Career Pathway program also allows students to train in aircrafts with FAA licensed instructors right away.
You're at 5,000 feet here now.
I was given the opportunity to take to the skies.
You're doing just fine.
In the pilot seat. Our classroom.
Okay, now push the nose down just a little bit and then level your wings.
The skies above the city of Rochester.
It's cool being able to pass, your knowledge and the stuff that was taught to you onto other people, and then see them be successful.
Great Plains Aviation runs the lab portion of the college curriculum. In the first semester, you gain your private pilot rating. The second, your instrument pilot rating. The third semester focuses on your commercial pilot rating, and the last semester, you become a certified flight instructor.
We are committed to producing professional pilots that are very serious about what they're going to do for a living.
The program also gives students the opportunities to land a job at the end. And the Rochester International Airport has been a key component, allowing students the chance to gain more experience in a controlled, congested airspace, intermixing with commercial, military, and private planes.
We've actually had feedback from the FAA examiners complimenting us on the quality of pilots that we're turning over to them.
Future pilots like Colin.
It's just, to me, it seems like the ultimate job, you know, to get paid to fly an airplane.
After all, the sky is the limit.